always thought I had nothing real to tell Seraphina. Now I do. And that's the ironic part. I'll have to thank Aurora later and ask her to explain irony properly. Seraphina will understand if I choose Aurora over her, but only if it's not just friendship. That's what makes this so hard. I tried to choose my words carefully. I try to say only what I mean, and exactly what I mean. People say I'm unreadable, but I never get it. I'm not secretive. I just don't volunteer information unless someone asks. The first time Seraphina asked me about Aurora, we didn't really talk about her. It was the last day of freshman year. James walked past us, carrying Aurora over his shoulder. She shrieked with laughter, half scared, half delighted, her court of weird, loud friends trailing behind, belting out some obnoxious song. "What's with that?" Seraphina asked. We resumed walking. The fast food place near campus loomed ahead. I had a sinking feeling that was their celebration spot too. That guy's always showing off," I said, watching James spin her around and set her down. "No," Seraphina said. "I meant you. Every time you see her with him." "What are you talking about?" "Aurora and James," she said, tugging my arm. "Come on, Felix. You were just glaring at them." "I don't like him," I shrugged. "I told you before. Aurora's an old friend from when we were kids. Sucks she's dating such a show-off." Up ahead, Aurora's group waited at the crosswalk. "I mean," Seraphina went on, "aren't they all woohoo, we're so quirky? She wears a crown every day, and she loves it when he tosses her around in public." "Aurora was born weird," I said. "She's just being herself. James does it for attention. You know how I feel about that." It was a low blow. I aimed it as much at her as him. We walked in silence the rest of the way. A few weeks before, pressured by some older guys and the boyfriend of someone Seraphina knew, she'd kissed Alexis on a Ferris wheel. We'd fought about it for the first time in a real, ugly way. I told her, "I wouldn't care if you kissed Alexis because you wanted to. It'd be hot if you both meant it. But you did it to impress dudes we'd never even met. That grosses me out. I can't be with you if you're only chasing attention." The rest of the walk to the burger place was quiet. When we arrived, Aurora and her friends were already there. Seraphina went to the bathroom. I ordered, then sat with my back to Aurora's table. When she returned, her eyes were red. "Seraphina," she held up a hand. "I need to tell you something later," she said quietly. We ate, and I was almost relieved when Aurora's group left. I didn't want them to see how stiff and awkward Seraphina and I had become. Afterward, we walked to the park, sat on a hill overlooking the lake. The air was hot, uncomfortable, but neither of us complained. "Sylvie?" She started calling herself Sylvie around then, and I never corrected her. "I need to tell you about Mr. Wilbur," she said. "7th grade. A teacher, Mr. Wilbur, took an interest in her. He called her gifted, offered private tutoring, talked about helping her skip grades, start college early. Her parents believed it was proof she was extraordinary. Wilbur took his time. He told her she was disappointing him again and again. He asked her why she wouldn't work as hard for him as he worked for her. He isolated her from friends, had her drop other activities. Then came the comments. "Cover up. I'm a man, after all. You're so pretty." Midway through 8th grade, he finally told her. She'd failed him academically, and she'd tempted him too many times. She owed him. "Luckily," she said, "someone walked in." "We got caught," she corrected quickly, frowning. "No, I mean, he got caught." "You didn't do anything wrong," I said, voice shaking. "They caught him. You were rescued." I wanted to say more. How strong she was. How her intelligence was real, not some lie he manipulated. "It's a bit late anyway," she said, shrugging. We sat there, staring at the lake, too hot to move. I was frozen, unable to comfort her. I just listened. So, she went on, finally looking at me, I see a therapist once a month. The reason I'm telling you all this is because you were right. My brow furrowed. About what? The Ferris wheel. I told Dr. Giles about our fight. We talked about why I did it. She rolled her eyes a little, scoffing at her own words. Wilbur, he was awful, but his approval felt like getting high. He had me so desperate for it. It was a rush when he gave it. Dr. Giles says sometimes I still miss that feeling. I act out. But maybe he's got a point. I think I understand, I said, because it was the only honest thing I could offer. I'd hurt her to protect my old wound with Aurora, never asking if she had her own scars. I hated myself. I admired her. The thing I'm trying to work out with Dr. Giles, she said, eyes on the horizon, is when I'm really me, and when I'm doing what Wilbur made me believe I had to be. She looked me in the eye. The Ferris wheel thing? I'm working on it, okay? Seraphina! She held up a hand again. Wilbur tried to steal my high school years. No friends, no parties, just him and fake community college classes, while he convinced my parents he was prepping me for Harvard. She swallowed. When I switched schools, I decided I wanted to do it all. Cheerleading, student council, dance committees. I want to have fun, make stupid teenage mistakes, live like a normal girl. I'm so sorry you went through that, I said. I'm sorry I said. Let me finish, Felix. She straightened, voice firm. Wilbur used my ambition, but that hunger was always mine. When I say I want to do all the high school stuff, I mean it. That's the real me. I nodded. I could see it. And part of that, she continued, is having a high school boyfriend. But Dr. Giles says I can't be with someone who makes me feel insecure. She turned to me, steady, calm, ready for whatever I said. What I need to hear, she said, is that you want to be with me. That I'm not the convenient choice, not the safe backup when you can't be with the person you really want. My throat tightened. You're so strong, I said, because it was true. I scrambled for honest words. It was convenient to be with her. Aurora didn't love me. But I did want to be with Seraphina. I want to be with you, I told her. What you told me, it makes me respect you even more. Then came the word I'd never said to her before. I love you, Seraphina. A flicker of panic caught me. Would she hear the lie in it? She smiled softly. And? She asked, voice gentle but firm. What more do you want? I lied. That you don't want to be with anyone else, she said quietly. That you only want to be with me. I put my arm around her. I wasn't big on public affection then, especially that first year. She leaned into me. Seraphina, I said, you're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever met, and one of the smartest. You're driven. I didn't know ambition could be this attractive until I met you. I want to do all the high school stuff with you. Parties, dances, events, traditions. I want to make stupid mistakes that turn into stories we'll laugh about later. I held her close and ended with, I love you, Seraphina, again, kissing her until we were breathless. At the time, I thought she hadn't noticed what I didn't say. I was wrong. Aurora shifts in her sleep. For my own sake, I carefully slide her head from my shoulder to the pillow. I glance at the clock. 7 in the morning. Today, I have to tell Seraphina that I'm choosing Aurora over her. The one fear she's carried all along. I lie on my side, staring at Aurora's face, until finally, sleep drags me under. Somewhere in the night, she kicks me, or hits me, or pummels me awake. Each time I groan, and maybe those sounds pulled her back from sleep too. Every time I'm sinking back, I reach for her face, her hands. I try to whisper, voice muffled, half dreaming. I love you. Whether the words leave my lips or stay trapped inside, I don't know.